Hey, Dr. Hammer. This is our movie review for the Breakfast Club. Overall, I've seen this movie a couple times. I still like it. I think it has a lot of good social commentary, especially relating to like kids our age and like the high school area. Mo and I both kind of agreed that it wasn't like the best movie for the archetype initiation.
We didn't really know what initiation was.
Yeah, but we thought it was like more like either to the teacher archetype or the band of brothers archetype.
Probably the Band of Brothers.
Yeah. Um, I really liked how throughout the movie the music kind of like reflected on like all the individuals and how they were interacting. So towards the end, it was like the very end is like "Don't Forget About Me," and like that's because like they all like got together and like finally like made progress. And when they were like finally connecting, it was like some song that like had to deal with like empowerment and like being together. So I thought that the sound choice was really good for that.
Yeah, also in the beginning when we saw the parents, like we automatically assumed that they were going to end up like their parents based on like what they were talking about. We're like, oh, okay, are they going to be their parents or they're not going to be the parents? So I think it was like kind of a fight against like becoming your parents.
Yeah.
And they even mentioned that at the end, in the middle of the movie.
And like especially in the beginning, like the first thing that they all say, like they're all getting out of the cars, and almost all the like they're most of them have a scene with the parent, and the parent is like reprimanding them for not being a certain way or reminding them to be like a certain way, and they literally look exactly like their parents. Like it's kind of ironic that they see each other and like because they're also different in that light, and then realize that they like don't want to be like their parents, and that they're also different, but like together they're all like more than they are apart.
Also, I feel like the social commentary is pretty obvious, like about like the stereotypical, like different types of people there are in high school. Like I know I could probably fit in one of those ones they mentioned, and so it was kind of about that, which was nice. But also some things that kind of bothered me was like the weird girl when she like gets her face all done up by Claire. I was like, okay, so in order for her to be noticed, she had to put on makeup, and she has to be like look like the typical normal like popular girl, which I think is like really like crappy, but again it's probably accurate.
And going off the social commentary, like I thought it was really good about like not being in your one kind of like stereotypical pool, and like they all kind of recognize their stereotypes and like how like the pros and cons from each of them, and how they're all like special and unique that way. But I felt that because it was so like kind of like straightforward with the social commentary, there wasn't like a whole lot to analyze.
Or we dismissed a lot.
Or we dismissed a lot, especially because like again we've seen this film, at least I've seen it multiple times.
I feel like it was harder for me to analyze this one just because of the fact that I already know everything's gonna happen.
And then on top of that, it's like very applicable to our lives, so I feel like we might take it a little too literally because we feel like, oh, that's exactly what I went through, instead of like seeing the like deeper social commentary from like if we didn't know what the film was about or like couldn't relate to it. I feel like maybe it would have incentivized us to like look a little deeper at the different things that they had.
Yeah, we also, at least I was kind of questioning the other people. For instance, we thought that the guy like put them in detention. We're like, okay, is he saying don't do all these things because he secretly wants them to do these, or was he like actually like a hard ass?
Yeah, that's what I really liked. So the character arc for all the main characters was really good, but at the end, like I really wish we knew like if that actually stuck. Like they all talk about what they're gonna do when they see each other in school the next day. Like I would love to have a sequel to this to like have those unanswered questions.
I really don't think they would act upon it.
Yeah, and then on top of that, like the other characters, like the person in charge of detention and the janitor, like they seemed like they played important roles, but Mo and I couldn't really pick up on what they were, or like what their like true motives were. Like again with the teacher, if he like wanted them to like bond, or if he was just being a hard ass.
Yeah.
And then at the end, the janitor like seemed like he played an important role.
I don't know. I know this is probably wrong, but I feel like the janitor might have been the like criminal's dad, but I know it wasn't because he was like a bad guy. But like that's something I was thinking about.
And maybe that's why he wants to like go and to like see his dad every weekend or something.
Yeah,
I don't know. When the first time I watched this movie and all throughout, I keep on thinking that the person that's acting as a rebel is like more, because especially at the end, he seems like he's like won something or accomplished something. Like I feel like he kind of puts on that show and act just to get other people to open up more, and like the sole reason why he likes doing the Breakfast Club is because he gets such a weird mixture of people. And I guess like it's like his way to like bring them together. that's just kind of something I've always thought about this film, but I don't really know if that's what they were going for.
We also really don't know where they got the Breakfast Club. I guess it's because
Yeah.
it's like during breakfast time in the beginning.
But like it doesn't make, unless it's like, because is it the name of the band for the song at the end?
I don't know.
I don't know what it's referencing to, but like if it's a literal, like it's supposed to be a literal thing, I don't think that it like ties very well into the movie if it's supposed to be literal. If it's like an allusion to something else.
Also, we kind of noticed like that it was a good transition. So like in the beginning, like slowly people would be like singing songs, maybe doing them together, or their like reactions would be the same. So you could slowly see people like joining in as like a group of friends.
Yeah.
But for the thread, I thought it was the music.
Yeah,
but it probably was just like the room they were in.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure like if you were to continue this in a sequel for like what they would do the next day at school, because they're not in that same room, in that same space, in that same environment, I don't think they would have actually followed through.
Yeah. What else?
Well, that's all I got.
Yeah, that's all I got too. I didn't really see, like, there's probably a lot of like symbols and stuff in there that we missed.
We'll find out tomorrow.
Yeah. All right. Well.
Goodbye.
See you tomorrow, Dr. Hammer.